We're here on Bilgola Beach on a beautiful sunny Sunday morning. We're here to remove sea spurge, Euphorbia paralias, which is currently an infestation which is approximately 3 years old since it was discovered on this, the only beach that seems to have this infestation throughout the northern beaches. We've got a mix of mature and seeding Euphorbia, as well as semi-mature and also little juveniles that are popping up everywhere. So this is a mature sea spurge, and the trick is to get your hands protected with the gloves because you can see the milky sap coming out already, which is pretty nasty, and gently pull the taproot with the little rootlets coming off. And there you have it, one sea spurge plant that is not going to be growing any longer.
And Pam, why is it so important to get the whole taproot?
Because if the taproot stays in the sandy soil, it will just reshoot. And what we've found actually is that when we pull a few of them up, down below the ground, there are even little plants, little shoots waiting in case, you know, it gets snapped off, and then they'll just, the new shoots will just pop through the ground. So it's essential you get the whole plant.
The small ones are pretty good. You can get pretty much all the root straight up by just being fairly...
Because they're only in the loose sand that's just blowing in.
That's right, and they're relatively young, but these larger multi-stemmed ones that are on a large shifting mound due to obviously sand being pushed up and then being held here by all these colonisers, the spinifex, that's a real hard, you know, and I'm going to break that off for sure if I go. Get rid of that hydrocodylate.
Well done.
There you go.
You know what did it? It was your little jerky pull.
Yeah, I don't think you can be too, you've got to just...
But you were those little jerks,
yeah,
you were going like that, weren't you?
That's right, and you can see that lovely, see, beautiful. Are we going for the biggest taproot, are we?
So the important thing to remember while we're weeding here is to break the whole of the seed cycle of this current infestation. So it's not just about getting the little juveniles, it's about stopping these from seeding, and they're semi-mature now. What happens is that they'll brown off and then they'll be windblown to other areas. So that's why it's integral to get the mature plants and the semi-mature juveniles, and also all the tiny little ones that have formed from seed that are scattered throughout the native pig face.
What do you do with the seedy ones, Pam? Just carefully bag them?
Carefully bag them. They're not quite ready to blow. They get a bit crispier. But if we had come maybe a week or two later and they were certainly mature and ready to be blown by the wind, we'd probably have to get secateurs and cut and carefully place the seed heads into a bag to take off site, which is really labour intensive and goes back to the whole aspect of how to best manage this site so that the weed control that we undertake is going to be effective over a long period of time. Whilst the original sea spurge infestation was probably brought to the beach by the ocean currents, this current infestation is largely here because of the seeding capacity. And then what will be essential is that we follow up. So probably for the next few years, and come back at regular intervals and pull every single little sea spurge that comes up again. And that way, hopefully, we'll actually eradicate it from this beach and ensure that it doesn't spread elsewhere up and down the coastline.